William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Well, we are a group of volunteers, really part of a network of volunteers around the world known as Share International. And we, among other things, try to make known to the public about the emergence of the world teacher who has returned to help humanity create peace through justice and sharing. We believe that the only way to finally end hunger, to end war, is by the creation of trust among governments, and the only way that can happen is if governments work together rather than in divisive mode that they've been in up until this time. And we see the food, the produce of the world, of the earth, as belonging to all people, not just the wealthy nations who greedily usurp most of it, leaving just a little bit left for the poor nations to get by. We think that the food should be distributed more equally, and it's quite easy for this to happen if we were to work together. Right now, the U.S. wastes up to one third of our food from farm to fork. So really, there's no reason to waste so much food. Maitreya is his name. He's the world teacher. He's returning at this time when we're entering a new age, because right now we are ending one age and beginning a new age, the age of Aquarius. And Maitreya is the water bearer. That's what Aquarius is the sign of, the water bearer. And he comes to distribute new waters of life. He says sharing is divine. When you share, you recognize God and your brother. And he comes to inspire us to see each other as brothers, brothers all. No matter what our creed, our nationality, our religion, no matter what our background or ideology, he comes to show us that ultimately we're all spiritual beings, not a religious, in a religious sense, but actual souls, an incarnation. And he comes to teach the path to self-realization. And there's three things involved with self-realization. One is honesty of mind, to be honest with, what you say and what you do. Another is to be sincere, sincerity of heart, to have your own voice, to not copy other people. And then finally, detachment is probably the most important thing. And these three things, honesty, sincerity, and detachment, are kind of at the core of his teachings as far as self-development. So Maitreya is emerging into the world right now. He will begin speaking on TV very soon, addressing large groups more and more and more, until finally there will come a day known as the Day of Declaration. And this day is not very far off, when Maitreya will speak telepathically to the whole world all at the same time, and for 20 to 30 minutes humanity will be totally focused on listening to these high, very inspiring words about where we are and where we have the potential to go to. And he will call on us to change our hearts, to really transform our ways of living. And that day, that moment, the Day of Declaration, will be the most decisive point in all of this planet, because if we don't change after that, it's either war or peace at this point. There is no in-between anymore. So we are trying to prepare people's hearts and minds for this moment when Maitreya is emerging. And we are not a religious group. We're not part of any partisan political viewpoint. We are just simply volunteers who know for certain that this is actually happening. Many of us have had experiences, whether it be dreams or actual encounters with very unusual people we've written in to Share International, and the editor of this magazine, he passed away last year, unfortunately, but for some 40 or more years he devoted his life. His name is Benjamin Krem. He devoted his life to making known the emergence of Maitreya, and he probably reached 30 to 40 million people or more over the course of his life, did tremendous work. Among other things, he introduced transmission meditation, which is what we also talk about here. And transmission meditation is kind of an extra sort of adjunct work to our main work of making known Maitreya and his priorities. Transmission meditation is a group meditation that helps bring in spiritual energies into the planet, which would otherwise bounce off our planet because they're too high in vibration. And so it's part of this new age that we're entering, bringing down these energies, transforming humanity slowly but surely, and kind of elevating our consciousness at the same time when the masters and Maitreya at the head of this group are stepping forward publicly. So that's our goal in a nutshell.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.